this is bad. Someone passes away, and I'm just like, I go what's the word? Like you say, like God bless them, and I leave it. I kind of leave it at that.
Yeah, like I'm not
gonna start trying to mourn it because I'm like, I don't know why I don't do it. But some people just start crying or like they have some emotions about it. Like they go deep into it. And the people like, look at me, what the hell is wrong with you?
Swimming for my life. And then I realized I'm exhausted. Like there is, and I was like, the shore is far.
Still far.
There's no chance of making it. And then in that moment, I was like, I'm going to die. Like this, I'm going to die right now.
And I basically turn my head and look, and there is blood squirting out of her eye. And he threw one of the fireworks into the fire. It came and blew up in his face. So he fell forward into the embers of the fire and had 3rd and 2nd degree burns all over his body.
One, to apply, here's how you apply. Basically, long story short, I fucking won it. I won the bar of gold.
Yeah, it was nuts when you found
bar
out.
Of gold. Angels exist, like in this world, right? Yeah. People think it's heaven and all that shit. No, they're here because this guy just jumped in. It was like God put his hand out, and it was like and grabbed me in the road, and something just goes whoosh right in front of me, and I look up. It was a bus. It was like a bus.
What the fuck? That would have been your dad. And being like, wow, he's gonna get it. Chases it into the street, gets hit by a fucking car.
Are you joking? What the fuck?
No joke.
I didn't even tell anyone that day. Yeah. And now I look back and I was like, fuck, I was hit by a car.
Yeah. Shock.
This is our intro. Just so you can hear it.
Hey.
I just love it. That's Melanie's voice.
No way.
Yeah. How good is that?
Oh,
I love it.
I see you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Welcome to No One's Looking, the podcast where you can say whatever the fuck you want. I'm your host, Melanie.
And I'm Maggie.
And today we have our guest, Tunde. Like Sunday, but Tunde.
Thank you. Hey, what's up? What's good?
I met Tunde on a Johnny Walker film shoot. We were both in the video kind of commercial type thing. I think it's a commercial. We can say that.
Yeah,
I was like, we can say that. An advert. A commercial.
Yeah.
Going to the grocery store with our commercials. I was like...
it was actually shown on ITV.
Yeah, so check us out.
I mean, I don't watch TV, but if you watch ITV, you might have seen them.
Neither do I. I don't watch TV.
No, me too. I don't know who watches TV.
I know. What the fuck were they making it for?
Then you have to pay for your TV license. But
fuck that.
That's a different story.
No, like literally stupid ass 30 quid a month or something, isn't it?
Is that how much TV license is?
Yeah. I think so.
God damn.
It's like something ridiculous, and it's like, why would I be paying that if I can pay 30 quid for all my subscriptions?
Exactly.
Yeah, and watch everything ad-free.
We met on the shoot of Johnny Walker shit. And we just basically had super deep conversations the whole time.
Every day. Like you came in, man.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, this is just so nice. Like you're just so easy to talk to, and like you're like really introspective. That I was like, I think like you're kind of like, I want to know more about your life. So I basically stopped you from like sharing too much about your life because I wanted you to come on here and ask you just about like, So the theme of the podcast at the moment is surrounded around childhood. Yeah. So where were you born? Where did you grow up?
I was born in Lagos, Nigeria.
Cool.
It's, to be honest, like I came here when I was 9, so I kind of didn't do much research on whereabouts, like what is. Yeah. But I just know I was born in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like loads of memories? Because like obviously when I'm like, I don't know, when I think of my childhood, I can't remember that much. But like for you, do you remember like growing up in Nigeria and everything like that?
I remember a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was younger, like the games we played and stuff like that. And I remember running a lot. I was just like a running kid.
Yeah.
It's like, where am I running from? It's like, what's that guy's name? Tom Cruise, you know, in his movies, always running. So he's running from something, bro.
You as a kid, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, bro. So I was always running. I was very fit. We played a lot of games, like when I was younger. Like we played football outside. We were always outside. That's one thing that's different about UK.
Yeah,
Oh God, right.
that's so true.
When I got here, they got me a PS. Is it PS2? Is that what I started with?
Yeah.
Maybe PS1. Sorry, PS1. And bro, I was inside all the time now.
That's so true.
That is actually so true. Growing up in Bulgaria, I was always outside. Literally, like I remember like my auntie shouting at me. Like she would be on the balcony, she'd be like, Maggie, time to come in now.
You don't want to
like,
come in.
Yeah, and we would be playing like up until it would get dark outside, and you'd be out with all your friends. Yeah. But then when I came here, it very much did get like being indoors all the time. Yeah. I got a Wii.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess we're all originally from hot countries because I'm from in America, it's like 100% humidity all the time and just really hot. Like we barely have a winter. Yeah. And so like I literally was barefoot, concrete, like running around. Like just outside all the time. My mom would lock the screen door and she would lock it and be like, all right, time to go outside.
You can't come inside.
Basically we weren't allowed to come inside and then we were locked out of the house, and then I would just like run around outside all the time like and just play, to the point where I remember my mom got in trouble because like she basically locked me and my little nephew out, and he had actually passed out from heat exhaustion. Which is funny now.
Where was she? Like, where was your mom?
Inside. I don't know what she was. I never knew what she was doing. Yeah.
Can I come in?
No. Get back outside.
Go and play.
Yeah, literally. She'd be like, time to play. Lock the door.
And she's like, I need some alone time.
Mom, let me in.
And she's like in there having like getting a massage done.
Yeah, I was gonna say she has one of those things in her eyes.
Like cucumbers. Yeah. Just chilling with cucumbers on her eyes.
Literally.
It's me time. True though.
No, it's nuts. Again, this is another crazy story that I just literally remembered because my mom, again, would be like, go and play outside when my nieces and nephews would come over. And they were all like relatively like around my age, like 2 years younger or something. Yeah. So it was like a gang of kids just like playing. And we had this massive weeping willow outside, like that hung like really beautifully. It was like my favorite tree ever because weeping willows, they get their name because they literally, in hot places, they absorb like moisture. So when it gets too hot, it literally sprinkles mist underneath the tree. So that's why it's called a weeping willow, because it like sprinkles, like it cries on you.
Yeah.
Literally, my auntie would tell me that the tree was crying.
Yeah, and like so we would play under it because it was really refreshing. Right. But it also attracted dragonflies, and so there was like loads of dragonflies, like all again. It felt very magical. Yeah. Like just all around there and everything, and so. It was like me and my nephew, who's like 2 years younger than me, right. And then like maybe another niece and another nephew. I can't remember. There's so many of them, and we were all chasing the dragonflies, being like, "Yeah, this is so great." And then my nephew, my little nephew, who's like 2 years younger, like chases this dragonfly, and he's like, "Oh," like chasing it. And we're just like watching him, being like, "Wow, he's gonna get it." Chases it into the street, gets hit by a fucking car.
Are you joking? What the fuck?
No joke. So he's like 5 at the time, he like gets clipped on the side. Thank God, he gets clipped on the side and kind of falls to the ground, and I'm just like starstruck because
you were chasing him as well, like
no, like we were just watching him, watching him chase the dragonfly, and then we were like. Like basically like, and then he got up and he was like, "I'm okay," like that.
But I didn't catch the dragonfly
because I guess it only clipped him, and I guess when you're so little, like everything's so like buoyant and like I don't know, I really don't know. And so I run up and I grab him and I'm like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Like, and the lady was like, "Oh my God, is he okay?" and I was like, yeah. And she was like, "Okay," fucking jumps in her car and drives off. And my mom was like, "Why did you let her leave?" Like runs. And I was like, "What am I gonna do?" I'm like 7.
Yeah.
Stop, lady. Get back here.
Get back here.
Yeah, it's just one of Just a random story I remembered.
But he was okay.
Yeah, he was totally fine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
Yeah. No, like literally, it was like one of those moments that, and again, still to this day, I get really, really scared when I cross the street because I'm terrified.
You saw that.
Yeah, because I'm terrified of getting hit by a car. It's the stupidest way to go. Like, oh, you got hit by a car. Like, no, like I could have prevented that. Like,
by just looking.
Yeah, and I think I got in so much trouble for like letting my nephew get hit by a car. But like,
were you the oldest in the group?
Yeah. But again, it was like a magical moment ruined by this stupid lady speeding down our street. Like, but
you know,
that's real life.
What's funny, you saying that those stories, like I got like 3 popping in my head while you were saying that. But I'm gonna give you the last one because that links to like the car thing. So I you know when Pokemon came out, like that game on the app, right?
Oh, the app.
Yeah, the app.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, and I like Pokemon, like the cartoon. So I'm like, let me download this thing. Downloaded it, and I got hooked. I get hooked on games real quick.
Yeah.
So I'm like playing this like while I'm on the bus. Like I'm like, oh, you know, this bus is going the same journey as route to get to this Pokemon as well. That's perfect. Like I'm just gonna.
Bulbasaur on the seat. Yes. Pokeball at him. Oh my God, there's a Pikachu on the bus next to me.
Yeah, that's what you do. Like you can even get them on the bus. There might be say if the bus stops. And there's a Pokemon that you can even try and catch it. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh my God, so, I've never actually played it, but
it's really funny.
It was good. So I go off the bus. And I'm like, I'm going to go and get this Pokemon because I parked near where I got off the bus. But the whole time, this is dangerous. I go off the bus, I'm just on my phone, man. I'm actually in that world completely.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I crossed the road. Bro, I crossed the first road without looking. I didn't think of that.
Oh, no.
Now I'm saying it, I thought, because like, it's the second time I nearly got hit because I crossed the road like this, fine. And then there was just a smaller road now. It's like, I don't know what you call it, like a little lane.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to cross this other road. And something just goes whoosh right in front of me, and I look up. It was a bus. It was like a bus.
What the fuck? That would have been your dad.
How did I miss the first one? How did I get through the first road without looking?
You were
the
like
whole
hypnotized
time I was
by your phone.
and I went and I was like, oh, I deleted that game that day.
Really?
Instantly. I'm done.
Wow, that's so like forward thinking.
Yeah.
Also very dramatic. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I got by the first one. The second one I was like, nah, I can't play this game no more.
What's that movie?
Like,
Fear. What's it? Final Destination.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Oh yeah, literally.
But
just not.
Have you not watched like video compilations of people getting hit by cars looking at their phones?
No, I've not seen that. I didn't know that was a thing, you know.
That's what freaked me out. Go on YouTube and fucking that will never make you go on your phone again.
Oh my God. Okay, I've not been hit by a car by looking on my phone, but I've walked into like lampposts before where I literally got proper smacked right in the forehead, like literally in between my freaking face.
You've topped that. God damn.
But I have been hit by a car. It wasn't like severe or anything. It was kind of like a bump, but it was basically I was in primary school. I was basically like running, and I saw that the light was just like changing from green to orange, and it was flashing orange. And I'm running across the road, but this person just started driving, so it's not like they're just starting to accelerate. And I literally just like basically he bumped me and I fell on the ground. It was like because I was so wee, and like he was, and the car's obviously big.
So he stopped just when
he just like he like bumped me, and then I fell on the ground, and I was so embarrassed. I was like covered in, it was like raining and stuff, and I was like, I just picked myself up and sprinted to school. I was like, that was so embarrassing, and I think everyone else was like, fuck.
Yeah, like what the hell?
That little kid just got hit by a car.
Oh my God.
And I just thought they were judging me, and like because I was embarrassed. But
no, they're feeling bad for you, man.
Yeah, but yeah.
But you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was like, fuck. I didn't even tell anyone like that day. Yeah. And now I look back and I was like, fuck, I was hit by a car.
Yeah.
Like
shock.
Flying, yeah.
But yeah, the lamppost, that hurts.
I wish there was a camera watching
yeah,
you,
like
because that is
the
hilarious.
lamppost, yeah.
How are you gonna walk into a lamppost, bro?
No.
Bro, it'll happen to you now that you're making fun of
don't
it.
say that.
It'll happen to you now.
Do you know, I got hit by a bus, but like
Wait, bring it back. Let's hear the whole story.
bring it back.
Wait, did they bump you as well?
No, it bumped me, but like it's like a side thing. Another thing, I was on my phone again. I think it was maps. I'm looking at maps. I'm in town central, and I'm about to cross this road, but I was looking at the maps to figure out where I was going. As soon as I turned, I'm basically almost about to cross the road. So as soon as I turned, the bus just came whoop, and it hit me here. But because I was turning anyways, it literally spun me. I did like, Michael Jackson? I spin.
Like a pirouette.
I did like a 360, and I was like, and then it didn't hurt. But later on, I was walking, I'm like, yo, that was actually quite sore, man. Like, but it was like in the moment, I was just fine. I was like, whoa, I survived that. Like, imagine I just went.
No,
that half a step more in your brain. Like,
we are so lucky the amount of things we have like survived, because some of it is like just one extra step or
one extra minute. Like there's some stories we're gonna share today.
Literally, the whole reason like that we wanted to like have this chat. Yeah, I'm so grateful. Every day I wake up alive, and I am grateful.
No, literally,
cheers to that, guys.
Cheers
That's
to that.
lovely. Yay. Sorry, I inhaled that.
Since you can hear me anyways, I'll just tell the story about like the first time something like life-threatening or whatever you call it, like
life-threatening, something awful happened. Wait, first time? So you've had more than one?
Bro, I've had more than one.
Whoa, okay, well...
Of the same thing as well.
Near-death
Off.
experience.
Okay,
Oh,
okay, I'm really curious to hear it because I want to share mine as well. Like,
don't leave out any details.
Yeah, tell us all the deets.
I'll try and go in as much as I can.
Yeah, we want to know how old you were.
Where, how, why, when.
Okay, so when I first got to Scotland, I don't know if we're in London or I think it was in London, maybe. We're at some pool, or it could be Manchester. I don't know. When I first got here, I'm like new to the full country, the full, Europe. So it could have been Manchester, it could have been wherever. I don't know where it was. But we're at this pool, and I knew I couldn't swim. But for some reason...
And how old were you?
I was 9.
9.
Yeah. And I knew I couldn't swim, but I was like... Water, like, for some reason, water, like, it's, like, very attractive. It's like, is it? It's like...
Yeah, you heard them sirens.
Yeah.
Like, come in.
I just, like,
it was the mermaids.
It looks good, bro. I'm like, you know what? People are going in. I've got my... I didn't have a band. I can do it. That's what I had when I was young. I just feel like I was capable of doing anything other people were doing. So I'm like, people are in the pool, jumping, like, swimming and splashing.
Doesn't look that hard.
Yeah, it doesn't look that hard. So I just you know what I did? I just ran and jumped in. How brave is that?
That's so brave. That really says a lot about your character.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I just ran.
Especially at 9 when you're so like little. Like, I was so sensitive.
Were you, just like to preface, like, were you with anybody that you knew? Yeah, like, how with your family? Like, you were by yourself?
Yeah, no. I was with it was like me and my little sister. We came here first, so like that was like our first time. So they picked us up and we were just taking us out somewhere. Right. So we went to a pool. I think it was maybe the hotel we're staying at had the pool. Okay. So my mom and my dad were probably like just sitting somewhere enjoying. And then they were like, oh, you guys can play around or whatever. We're in shorts. So I'm like, I just ran and jumped. They probably didn't know this. Like, I just ran and jumped in. Fuck. And they don't know I was in the water, right? I just fell into it. And when I went in, it was just like, soup? like see an anvil. I just went,
you sunk.
I just sunk, man. And I looked up and I was like, damn, I'm so far down here. Oh. So I'm like, let me like just try and swim. Yeah. So I'm like, and I didn't know what I was doing because I've never learned to swim really. No. So I was like, oh my God, that gives me anxiety. I was like, dude, I was doing some turkey. You know what turkeys look like? I was a turkey, bro. I was like trying to get up. And then, you just keep doing this, but nothing was even happening because I'm not kicking the water properly. I'm literally just, my arms are the only thing I was using. Yeah. So I didn't know how to use my legs too. Yeah. So I'm just doing this. I'll maybe go up. It's literally, I'm probably jumping. If you watch, if there's a camera there, probably look like I was just jumping up and down in the water. Yeah. And I'm looking, I'm like, and I'm almost out of breath. Oh, God. It's scary. Yeah. I'm like looking, I'm like, I'm going to drink no one's going to have anything to swim in here. So I'm going to have it all in me. That's what I was thinking. I'm going to drink it all.
Oh, no, that's the worst thing that you can do.
So,
oh my God.
All of a sudden, bro, this is crazy. This, like, angels exist, like, in this world, right? Yeah. People think it's heaven and all that shit. No, they're here. Because this guy just jumped in. It was like God put his hand out. And it was like, and grabbed me and pulled me out. It's not godly shit. He grabbed me out, man. Someone random pulled me out. Oh. And then that was me. I'm like, I'm alive. And I think they were like pushing me. But I could see everything happening. I think
but you couldn't, like,
couldn't respond.
Yeah.
That was shocked. Maybe I wasn't even like.
No, yeah, you would have been in
I was
like
watching like
panic mode.
No, but like I've had a seizure before and actually could hear everything everyone was saying, but I was completely out of it and still talking. But I was having a full-on seizure.
Yeah.
Like so like
scary,
I'm fine. Melanie was screaming, "I'm fine."
Yeah, but that's another
the
story.
voice in the head.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is that you could have been completely out of it, but still
but my
been
eyes
like
were open.
Yeah, like still been like aware, like nuts.
That's
Is
crazy.
that like that thing they give people in the hospital like so they don't feel any pain while they're like operating on them?
Anesthesia.
Morphine.
Yeah, do you know? I think we probably already have that in our system.
Yeah, like
some kind of what? Yeah.
Like that.
So for me to be able to see everything but couldn't feel shit, but I was just looking at it all.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So that means we already imagine we could tap into that. You won't feel any pain. Be able to do some crazy things and not feel pain. It's deep.
I mean that's kind of like what. I mean, if you get super deep into it, like if meditation and shit like that can do for some people, like why, like, I mean, even for the William Hoff guy, I think that's not his like actual name.
I know who you're talking
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like he should die like when he does it, but he doesn't. Again, it's the power of the mind.
Yeah.
He injected himself with E. coli, which is meant to like kill you.
Really?
And he survived it with the power of his mind.
Yeah, but I mean,
clap for that.
Think of Buddha, like everyone, like that's what I mean.
The
it's
Buddhists,
like I mean
the monks, all of them. Yeah.
Exactly. So they're on to stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Meditation should be like eating and breathing, and for us, like having a shower, like it is literally having a shower for your brain, like for your mental mindset. And so like I've been doing this thing because someone actually recently told me that if you meditate every day for 3 months straight, like no breaks every day, it literally has been proven to grow your brain.
Yeah.
So like
your head is getting big, Melanie.
I know. Imagine like 3 months later, I'm like,
how long have you been doing it?
Yeah. So how long has it been?
Probably over a month.
Over a month.
Bro, there's no way you haven't gained something from it. 100%.
Oh my
there's
God.
no way.
Literally, when Melanie did it, I was like, "Fuck it, I'll do it as well." And I swear, like
chain reactions.
I felt the best. I felt like
that's good.
So I just feel like when you start doing good things for yourself,
don't stop.
Like everything starts to fall into place. So it's like the more you do good for you, it's like the universe keeps like giving you more good things. It's almost like you're on the right path. Here's some sweeties, so you keep following that path.
And it's all about sorry.
You can get distracted by other people.
That's
what I'm saying to you. I don't know. I was talking to the other models earlier, and I'm like, they were talking about drinking and all that stuff. How like I told them I'm not doing it anymore at the moment. And I was like, you can get distracted by other people because you can go out. And then you see people. Oh, do you want to drink? Or do you want to smoke? Like that is literally. They know you're they don't know you're on a good path. Like, but the universe knows it. It's gonna test you sometimes because if you don't learn from like saying no to certain things that you don't want,
saying no for yourself.
You say yes and you just mess it up, then something mess up in your life because your mind knows, oh, I've just messed up. So what else are you getting? But negative. But if you go, you know, I'm good. That's not what I want from me. Then you're just gonna go back to the good thing that you're already doing.
Exactly.
That's all you're gonna get. You know what I mean? So that was like, and I feel like those times when people are going, oh, you wanna drink? Oh, you wanna do this? And I say no. That's me telling it. I don't want that.
Energy
in my life.
It's
and then
like
I get the only good things I'm already like on the path like doing, which is eating healthy, taking care of myself. So what else am I gonna get but good from that?
And you're gonna attract the same sort of people into your life. I swear.
Look at you guys, like you guys are saying, you know what I mean?
No, I swear. I feel like, well, I just do this thing where I just constantly try to talk positively in my mind to myself. I wake up every morning and I say, today will be an amazing day. And I attract positive people into my life and positive finances, of course. But literally it's like positive affirmations do work because if somebody tells you that the sky is green every single day and they preach it, you'll fucking believe it one day. So
it's gonna start looking green as well.
Literally you'll start believing it. So make yourself believe positive things.
And it's like just keeping like again, someone kind of said that, like, when you do these things like drinking and smoking and all of that, which can, like, you know, I'm not perfect, like, I do all these things, but again, it's like in moderation. When you do it like, it basically brings your like frequency down to like a super low level, and so like you end up only attracting that kind of, or like if you try to manifest, if you try to manifest, your frequencies aren't high enough to be able to attract what you desire. So it's like having breaks. So again, it's like, go and have a drink, go and have this, but like remember to meditate, because that is your your recharge every day. So it's like, for me, I've been putting my headphones on. I set my alarm like 40 minutes before I have to wake up. I put my headphones on straight away. I've been doing the Gateway Experience meditations, which is a whole nother podcast for itself. But and I put them on laying down in bed, and I do the whole meditation laying down in bed. So it's like, I'm not even fully awake, and I'm just, this is how my body wakes up. And then you've been doing it as well, Maggie.
The results are unreal.
Like, and it's just like
unreal.
It's like your body starts to crave it. Now it's like,
you want more.
Couldn't imagine my life without it. Like, just because.
I'm glad you guys found that as well. Like, because I'd rather that for people than we have small conversations about what's happening in this world. Like, people just talking about money all the time, or you know what I mean, like good people taking care of themselves and doing good things. I'd rather hear that, because I want similar thing for myself, instead of like, who's got the latest of this, who's got the latest of this, bro. I don't care.
Like aesthetics and shit like that, things, or
no, it's like getting inspiration from other people to try and improve yourself more. Like, I feel like I get inspired by Melanie all the time. Like, because you were like, oh, I'm gonna start meditating, and then I went through a little period of like just feeling really shit recently, and Melanie was like, girl, I need you, so I need you to get your shit together. This is like, long story short, she said it in a really nice way, but it was kind of and I was kind of, she was like, you will never get a better result by doing the same thing every day. And I was like, thanks, I needed to hear that. Like, and she was like, okay, like, she was like, start taking your vitamins, clearly, like, this is happening in your body, stuff like, you need friends like that. Find yourself a friend like fucking Melanie, because
that's why I said it's good that you guys are on that path like that. Like, I'm glad you found it, man. And look, everybody else you talk to, they're gonna learn from. It's like you teach people by just being yourself and doing good things.
That's nice.
People see you doing well, and like, they also want to take care of themselves.
That's so true. That's actually a really good way of saying it. Like, you're basically, it's like when you are living your best life, other people want to learn from you. And you become basically kind of like a teacher for them in a way.
Exactly. Instead of telling someone, because I don't like telling people what to do. Instead of telling them, start doing this because that's what our parents were doing. Start eating veg because you're gonna be a green giant or whatever, healthy. But when we're getting told what to do, we go the opposite. We start eating chocolate, we start eating everything else. We don't like that, because you're forcing us to do it. But if we get onto which we're doing now, we're late at it, but we're still doing it. To be honest, better late than never.
Late than never. There is no definition of late. Like, that's what I mean. Is like, I mean, it's just a mindset. Like, I feel like I went through this period, especially with all the shit I've been through, like with childhood, and if you've been through abuse or anything like that, like, you'll be in this headspace that you can't, like, it's almost like you feel bad for being happy, or like you feel like you actually can't be happy because you've had these things. You don't deserve it. Like, because you've had these things like happen to you, but it's actually like, you can, like, if anything, like, look at me, like, I've literally had so much abuse happen to me in every way that you could possibly think of. And still, like, I'm sitting here, I haven't been depressed for an entire year.
Woo!
Like, but I know, actually over a year. July was a year, and like, literally,
damn, that's like a year and a half now.
Over a year, because again, I'll say this again, I wrote down in my notebook, I will live a life without self-doubt. And I started mentally exercising every day. Every time a thought popped up in my head and I said, oh, your shin, or something like this, I literally was like, get out, self-doubt, like, fuck off. Like, I made it funny. Like, because it is funny. It's so stupid. It held me back so much. And I actually thought that I could never live my life without my depression, that I could not survive.
It's like, it's part of me. Or
I know. It's like, oh, I have trauma, so I'm going to always be depressed. But it's like, actually, yes, I still have trauma. I still have days where I cry, like, and I need to express and kind of share and have all these moments. But that moment doesn't turn into a week or a month or 3 months or 6 months.
It's how long you
and so it's like
for.
I don't feel like I ever get stuck in that hole anymore. And that's what's like, and I haven't been in a hole or any version of a hole. Like, yeah, I've been sad, but that's what I mean is like...
You're allowed to be, bro. Like,
yes.
But that's what makes us appreciate the good moments.
Yeah. So it's like...
bars.
Exactly.
I'll give you that one. Come on.
So it's like, it's just, again, with the meditations, for me personally, like, I find it just helps me, like, even just stay on track even more. And I only just started doing them. Like, and I'm a yoga teacher, so, like, I did meditations, but in this way of like waking up, putting headphones in, doing it every morning consistently has actually changed my entire life.
No, highly recommend.
Story time. In the way of, if you like are not into manifesting, or like if you are into manifesting, this just happened to me last week, and it actually just blew my mind. So there was this jacket a year ago that I put into my basket, and it was kind of expensive. Not really. It was expensive for me. I get anxiety about buying things for myself.
That's too expensive.
Yeah, or like just in general, even if it's cheap, I'm like, oh, but it's for me. I could buy something else, or do you know? Or I could...
She has kids, like you have to. Do you know what I mean? You put your kids first.
Yeah, but it's also like the idea of like not thinking I'm worth enough to spend money on. So like not. So again, I attract abundance. So I put this jacket in my basket a year ago, and I let it sit there for like a week, and then I finally got up the courage to buy it. Sold out. Literally, it was sold out, and I was like, oh.
Mad.
So it was probably about 3 weeks ago now. 3 weeks ago, me and Brody were walking down the street, and I was like, do you know what, Brody? And at this point, I was doing the meditations like consistently for a while now. And I said to him, I was like, man, I still think about that jacket that I could never get. And I was like
from a year ago.
From a year ago. And I was like, I really think about that. And I was like, I'll never do that again, where like I don't buy something. Like if
when
I
you
want
want
it
in the moment,
when I want it. That week, we had a photo shoot booked on a Sunday. And no joke, we walk into this photo shoot. The photographer had the jacket that I wanted hanging on the rail with the tags on, and I was like, oh, I was like, whose jacket is this? Because it didn't fit with the theme. It was like a wedding theme, and it was like a trench coat jacket. And she was like, oh, actually, she was like, that's mine, but I was gonna ask if you actually wanted it, because it doesn't fit me. I wanted to know if you wanted it, like wanted to have it.
It was your coat to start with.
I literally like blew my shit. I was like, again, every day in this meditation, I attract positive success. I attract positive finance. I positive, like, you know, all these like positive things. And I'm saying like, you can literally attract anything you want, even if you have to wait a year. But if you're on that frequency, it will come.
Yeah. Okay, I have a story.
Yeah.
That's mad.
No, but I'm honestly so chuffed for that jacket.
Wow,
yeah.
like,
it's a good jacket. Insert photo.
Yeah. No, honestly, like, I was like, fuck, that reminded me of a story that happened to me. So I listened to this book, The Alchemist, and have you heard it? I mean, have you listened? Like, I listened to it on Audible. You can read it, whatever.
Sponsor us.
It's Audible, please sponsor us. But yeah, basically, it's like a really good story about this person who goes on a journey, and it was really inspiring to me. And I was like, basically, that book kind of made me want to take more control of my life. And I was like, I can manifest anything. I can like everything that's basically, it's like this, it's all about the journey. Yeah. It's all about the journey.
Yeah.
And not the final destination.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you
basically,
enjoy the journey.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy every moment. So basically I was like kind of living in that. And then after I finished the book, I went on TikTok and I was like scrolling, and then I just see this person that's at the pyramids, and like the alchemist actually happens at the pyramids.
Right.
So, and then I scrolled past it, and now for some reason in my head, I was like, actually, I want to go back to that. I scrolled back and I listened to the guy, and he goes, if you've ever read the book, The Alchemist, so he's talking about the book that I just read. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, I'm just going to keep listening. Yeah. And he was like, well, I'm here at the pyramids and I'm giving away a bar of gold. And basically he was like, if you want to apply, here's how you apply. Basically, long story short, I fucking won it. I won the bar of gold.
Yeah, it was nuts when you found
bar
out.
of gold.
When I found out, my blood, like, I literally went white. I was like, are you being serious right now? I fucking won this. Like, literally, shout out to that guy as well. Like, he was awesome. Like, I was like, what was in me to scroll back up, click on? It was like a live by a random person that I didn't follow.
Yeah.
And then literally he's at the pyramids talking about the book I just read, and then I won it.
But your thing is powerful. Like, it sounds like you're in a proper powerful zone.
Yeah.
That's why that worked. So, and you weren't even have to think about it.
This is only two of a few things that have happened to it. Like, I constantly have things like that where I'll just, like, think about something. If I swear,
if
like,
you can
everything,
see it, like, properly.
Like anything I've ever wanted. I mean, there's a couple things that are still yet to happen. But, like,
but again,
everything I've ever wanted has happened so far.
Yeah,
literally.
And it's just going to keep staying the same way as long as you keep doing the same thing, I guess.
Yeah, like, well, I just want to keep improving and getting better.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, it was honestly,
that's
like,
mad.
Those are pretty crazy. And then when Melanie said that, I was like, we literally need to talk about this on the podcast. It's so random.
The thing is, like,
weird.
I've never, like, I've only just started having these things happen to me. So again, I feel like maybe my vibration wasn't high enough to be able to attract and manifest these things. But, like, I started like basically using positive affirmations whenever the Johnny Walker thing happened. And I remember I was saying to you guys, I was like saying to myself every day in a meditation, I meditated every morning. And I said I attract positive finance into my life. And then as soon as the first day that I did it, I got offered the week-long job and I was like,
you said that.
And then every single day on the bus when I was on my way to like our shoot, I said like I attract positive people, positive kind people.
And you are there.
And then I met you and Jay, who's been on the podcast now, and Nikita as well.
You've met such cool people, and honestly, I'm so grateful that I get to meet all these people as well.
Cool,
it's really cool. So it's like the power of your mindset really makes a difference. And if you feel like you're falling into that trap of, because it's so easy,
thinking negative is easy.
It's so easy to go and get drunk and feel shit because you already feel shit. It's so much harder to say yes to yourself and say no to other people or no to a situation. So like,
that's funny.
Say yes to yourself, meditate every day, keep like recharge every day. And when you feel like shit, take loads of showers. Save water.
No, it's just like wash that energy off of you. Have a bath and I saged the flat today. We did the photo shoot today, and I saged beforehand.
Nice.
I was like, I'm gonna cleanse this energy in here. But Mel, what do you have a near-death experience story?
I've got a few. I've got so many I feel like in another life I must have been like a paramedic or something. Like I've always been around when things have happened, like horrible things or some shit.
God, I just remembered one story that you told about somebody who was like on fire or something.
Oh my God, no.
Bruh.
But actually, that is a story. That's not really a near death. So that was okay, let me bring it back. My mom worked a lot, so I was like left home to kind of like babysit my nieces and nephews, and it was only me and my nephew at home at the time, and he was probably, I want to say 7, and then I was maybe like 12 or 10, or I can't really remember that much. It was like when we lived in Mississippi. And I said to him, and we lived in the middle of a field, not a field, but in the middle of the woods on like a piece of land that my mom owned. And we used to like burn our trash because this was back in the day before like the environment became like, and like, I know, crazy, but my mom is like,
burn our trash.
Yeah, I know. Cause like we live out in like the middle of nowhere that like the bin people don't come. Like there's no bins there. Like, there's no trash man. Like,
Oh, that's annoying.
And it's like if you go in the States, if you take your trash and put it in someone else's bins, like you can go to jail. Like it's
people get pissed. Nah, people be like that here as well.
Yeah, but you have public bins, which we don't have at all.
Oh.
But so my mom had left, and they had had trash that was burning, but it was like embers and stuff now. And I said to my nephew, I was like, yo, look, I'm gonna go and take a shower. Basically, I'm just letting you know I'm going to take a shower. And he was quite mature. He never really got into trouble, so I didn't worry about him. But he was really into fire. And again, there's always that one kid that's super into fire and stuff. So I come out of the shower and I'm dressed, walk out, and I literally all of a sudden hear someone screaming, screaming, and then I see my nephew running inside, and literally he is pink, like had no eyebrows, no eyelashes, no hair. His whole body looked like blood and red and pink, like all over his whole body.
Awful.
And he
I know
was,
you're like, I don't attract that to
yeah,
Because I'm imagining
knock on wood. I was like,
Yeah.
so he was like screaming to the top of his lungs. Basically, when he was outside, he was taking fireworks and throwing it into the fire, thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna throw it into the fire because he's just little. Like, do you know what I mean? And he threw one of the fireworks into the fire. It came and blew up in his face. So he fell forward into the embers of the fire and had 3rd and 2nd degree burns all over his body. So
What
again, this is why I think I was like a paramedic in another life, because most people would freak out and panic and like not know what to do.
Yeah.
I literally, because he was just like, like screaming, and I guess like he's like tiny, like, do you know what I mean? And I just grab him, I strip all his clothes off, I turn the water on in the bathtub.
That's the first thing
turn the cold water on in the bathtub, and he's literally putting his face underwater and screaming underwater, like being like, like screaming underwater, because I mean his face was like on like fire, literal fire. He had no hair. And he kept screaming for ice. I need ice. And I was like, my mom was doing like nursing school at the time, so she had made like a first aid like index card. Again, I don't know how I remembered that she did this, like, you know. So I ran and I was like, I don't know if I should give him ice. So I ran and grabbed the note cards, and it said, if there's a burn, do not give ice, because it blisters it. So yeah, don't put ice on your stuff. Yeah, if you get a burn.
Good to know.
And so like I had the shower running with the bottom tap running, so that the shower was like, you know, like, yeah, just basically he had enough cold water on him. And I immediately called obviously my mom, and like, you know, was like, what do I do basically? And she was like, give him some pain medicine. And so like I gave him some, and then my mom came home and they rushed him to the hospital, because we live so far out that like it would have taken longer for the ambulance to come than us to just come and get him basically. And yeah, he has no scars.
Oh wow.
No scars at all, because like basically we just
amazing.
Immediately did the right thing. Like, yeah, to take care of him.
Whoa.
Because if we would have waited, it could have burned and blistered and like like loads of things. But luckily it was just embers. Yeah, no scars at all.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Well done.
Whoa.
That was
I'm like, I freeze.
Yeah.
In stressful situations, I'd be like,
no.
What do I do?
I'm like, action.
It's like someone crying. I'm like.
Yeah.
I'll cry just to see you be like really confused.
I'm just gonna be like.
What do I do? And Melanie, you'd
And
have to
I
leave,
come
like
here.
so.
Like, come here.
I can't
Pat on
look
the
at
back,
you.
like I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's
No,
crazy.
That
is
is crazy.
crazy.
No, that was nuts.
I'm glad he didn't get any injuries.
Oh,
from that.
and
That's
he's actually
amazing.
shout out to my nephew. He's getting married in a couple weeks.
Congrats,
Yeah.
congrats to him.
Now,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Nigel and Zoe.
No, I saw the.
You'll be married by now. Congrats. I was like,
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
sent you like what's it called,
invitation.
invitation. It was really pretty, like a really
It
cool
was so
stamp and
nice.
everything.
I like literally wouldn't open it because I was just like, I want to go, but like, yeah.
Because of all the.
Tis life.
Yeah.
Tis COVID. Tis COVID.
and life
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah, but
But what about like an actual near-death experience?
for me, I've got a couple. So how severe do we want to go? Do we want to warm up first?
Yeah,
or-
let's warm up and
what
then
you just told me already is like, god damn.
that was quite a lot as it is.
That was intense.
Wait.
The thing you were talking about as well with finding the money thing.
Yeah.
Do you know, like when I was like, I think 18 or something, I would get a taxi into like town to do, I don't know what I was doing, meeting up with friends and stuff. And one time I got into a taxi, and I think I used to find money a lot on the floor.
That's
Like
cool.
before that anyways, right? So I got into the taxi, when I was getting out, I paid, opened the door, there's like £5 sitting right on the edge there.
For you.
I just looked at the taxi driver like that, and I went,
Yeah.
got out, got on a taxi. The second day, in my head, I'm like, I bet you, when I'm sitting there, I was like, I bet you there's another £5 note sitting on the edge. Because I just imagined, like, I bet you people get in and then they're about to get out and they drop money.
Yeah.
So that's what I pictured.
Wow.
So I was about to get out again, I paid, looked, I literally keep getting my money back. So I'll pay for the taxi, which is £5.
Yeah, and then get
I'll
like a free...
There'll be another £5. I'm like, so I'll get a free taxi. Second time in a row. So third time.
No.
I did the same thing. I knew it. I was like, 100%, because second time
I'm
is ready.
Look now.
Yeah.
Like...
The second time confirmed it for me. The first time was a surprise. Second time confirmed it. And the third one was like,
I expected it.
This is true. Yeah.
Did it happen?
Yeah, it was there again. So the fourth time, that's when I had doubt.
No.
Oh, you doubted it the fourth time?
I was like, okay, 3 times now. Someone can't keep dropping money.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
I can't
keep stealing.
People can't keep having cash on them. I just don't carry cash.
I should have kept it going. I should just went, every day I get in a taxi, I'm going to get £5. But who knows if that's what will keep happening to today. But anyways, I had doubt the fourth day, got into this taxi, dropped me off. And I was like, there's no way someone's going to do this again. This is the fourth time, man. Open the door. I was so devastated.
Damn it.
And then after that, never ever happened again.
But that's so cool. That's a story
in
to
a
tell,
row.
though. Look at
in
you.
a row, bro.
That's insane.
That's fucking nuts. I'd be like, what is going on? Like,
but I didn't tell no one as well, because I didn't want to ruin.
Didn't want to ruin the
road.
street.
So I just kept like, you know what? It's my secret. I'm just gonna keep getting this £5. And then the fourth was like,
just get into loads of taxis. That'll be your job. Like, just get into taxis.
Yeah, just take me here. Yeah, but. Yeah,
where's my money?
It's a gamble.
Yeah. It's rare that we find money now, you know, because since COVID happened,
that's so true.
Everybody's like paying online.
I never have
there's
cash.
No cash anymore.
Never.
So there's no cash on the floor anymore, man. But you know what? Let me not say that, because who knows, when I'm going home, I might see money somewhere.
Yeah. No, I hope you do it. And then
Bag
if you
of
do
money.
it, you have to tell me, because that would be so fucking cool if you did.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
No, that's sick. Literally. Let's try and like do it. I'm like, let's try and manifest that and see if it works.
It could be on the train. It could get off the train. It could be just sitting. Anywhere.
That's so cool.
I love finding money.
I know.
Who
doesn't?
I know. It's just such a nice feeling.
Yeah.
I used to think, see, when you find a lot, should you take it to the police? Why would I think that? You know what I mean?
And who? Yeah, then they'll put it in their pocket.
Yeah.
Like, should I take it, please?
Because I think I found quite a lot of money one time, and I was thinking, should I like take it back?
But it's like, okay, did you find it in someone's pocket?
No, it was literally on the floor. Yeah.
Did you steal
That's true.
Should I turn myself in, guys?
Yeah.
No, like I once found a wallet on the bus with my friend, and the wallet had money in it, and we just gave it to the bus driver. Nah, we didn't. We just
if it's a wallet, that's like bad karma.
Right, because you know it's for you.
I just felt guilty. I was like, imagine this person gets their wallet back and it doesn't have money in it. Like, it's so sad.
Yeah,
but then I was like, I've just given it to the bus driver. Bet you the bus driver will just take the
money out and then
someone else gave
it.
Yeah.
Do you know, who knows, like, I lost my wallet one time and I had cash in it, like, quite a lot. So I almost feel like all the money I was finding, someone just took it all in one go. Because, like, I literally dropped my wallet, bank card, everything in it. There was cash in there, 100%. Someone took it to the police. I got it back.
Yeah,
cash. I was just in my head hoping for the money. I'm like, yeah.
Oh.
It's like,
damn it.
Damn, that's
it's like
so
flies coming up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then there's a note that goes, haha.
Yeah, definitely. It just pops up like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, tell us about your
So
your death.
I'll start since we're doing childhood. I'll start whenever I was younger.
Okay.
So where we lived in Mississippi was like in the middle of nowhere again. So my mom bought a go-kart. It was like a big deal. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah. When you buy a go-kart or a new four-wheeler, like, it's a big deal. The whole family comes over to like test it.
Oh, like
We
they're
me
fast,
and Mel
man.
were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And so a go-kart is the ones with like the frames around it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's big wheels, right? No.
So
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like the little car. It's almost like a mini car, but with like metal frame.
Gotcha.
And so we got this really, really fancy one, like really nice. And it was me and my niece who's 2 years younger than me. It was our first time driving it. Like, I was driving it. And I asked my mom, I was like, please, can I drive it on the road? Because usually we would only be allowed to drive it in the fields, because if something did happen, then at least it's on grass and like soft landing. Yeah. Which it was like very normal for you to flip the go-kart, and like it was almost like a goal, like to do. Not for me, my brother. So I begged my mom. I was like, please let us drive it on the roads. We'll be like super, super safe. And again, our like nearest neighbor was like ages away. Like, so me and my niece are like riding. I didn't realize at the time that one of our neighbors was actually behind us riding on a 4-wheeler, like just two neighbor kids. And we have like on the road, they had this massive turn, like huge turn coming up. And in Mississippi, we have these big Mississippi ditches because it rains. So when it rains, it doesn't rain like sprinkle. Like it's like Mississippi
when
rain.
It rains, it pours.
Yeah, so it's like they're really, really deep. Like I'm not good at like measurements, but like, yeah, just super like taller than me deep kind of thing.
Wow.
Like a big hole.
Yeah, like a ditch, like all along like the entire road so that the roads don't flood.
Right.
And so we were coming up to this big turn, and for some reason I have no idea why. And again, my bright idea was to tell.
In my head, I'm like, I feel like I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So whenever we were coming up to the turn, the wheel locked up. And and again, for no reason at all. And my stupid, like, older self, like, said to Nicole, oh, we don't need seatbelts on. Like, so we're not wearing seatbelts on top of being on a blacktop road. And the wheel locks up. And I look at Nicole, and I'm like, the wheel won't turn. And she's, like, looking at me. And we literally had, like, a split second of maybe panic. And I blacked out. Like, I completely blacked out. And I think it was because I hit my head, or it could have been blacking out from fear. But apparently the person behind us said that we flipped like 3 times.
Whoa.
Nicole went out flying out of the go-kart.
Oh my
and
God.
I stayed with the go-kart. So I don't know. So I
probably
must
held on,
so I must have been awake because I must have held on. But basically I don't remember any of it. I just wake up on the other side of the ditch, like on the other side. And the entire frame and the entire go-kart is resting on my neck.
Whoa.
Like, literally, I was trapped underneath it. Like, oh my God, like, putting my neck like that. I can still feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it.
I can feel it. And I just, like, wake up, and I'm just like, fuck. Like, you know, holy shit. Like, oh my God, I'm alive. Like, that's amazing. And I'm
you
like...
cockroach.
I know. And I tried to, like... I was trying to push it off. And I could... In my peripherals, like, I could see my niece moving, like, on the roads. And I thought,
that's probably a main focus.
Yeah,
you know?
she's like, she's up. And, like, and I'm like, Nicole, please, like, can you help me get this off me? And then I just hear her scream so loud. And I basically look, like, turn my head and look, and there is blood squirting out of her eye. Like,
like her eyeball.
Like, here, it was like, if you can see, it was like I
stop showing on yourself.
Yeah, I'm like out of her eye. And I literally, do you know, like, when they talk about mom strength, like that kind of like dad strength or whatever, when you're in that dire situation? Again, I was really young, maybe like 10, 12 years old or something.
Adrenaline.
I fucking threw that go-kart off.
You have to.
I was like, rah, like, threw it off
Hulk.
me. And I sprinted. I like sprinted to Nicole. And again, I this is why I think I was like a paramedic or something. Because I immediately put my hand on her eye and like applied pressure. And I was just like, and I just like kind of like looked around, and I was like, help! Like, screamed so fucking loud. And the neighbor luckily had heard like basically like a huge commotion, and he like is like sprinting over to us. He like takes his shirt off, gives it to me, and I'm like holding it onto her. Like, I'm covered in blood, like literally like covered. She's got like gashes on her wrist, like all like this big, like maybe like 4 or 5 inches long, and like on her wrist, on her knees, on her eye as well. Like, and and again, like it was just nuts. And my mom had like heard like the basically a big commotion and then the engine kill. So, and then they heard me scream at the top of my lungs. So they run in the car, and I'm basically like holding Nicole's like eyeball, like, and like, and we all like get in the car, and they rush like all of us to the hospital and everything like that. And we get there, and obviously they were more focused on Nicole. I was like in full shock though. I remember just like staring at my hands, and I was like covered in blood, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? This is all my fault. Like, I could have killed her. I could have killed myself. Like, because I had an entire like huge like vehicle resting on my neck. It only takes 30 pounds of pressure to break your neck.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you know that's
somehow
like
you survive
literally
that.
tripping and falling off of a ladder can kill you. Like, do you know there's like obviously people. And
did you flip over the ditch?
Yeah, so apparently we just like fucking like rolled, and I have no idea. Like again, they just said you flipped like 3 times. With
it must have hit you guys hard, like.
Yeah, because we were going directly for the ditch, like, you know, because I couldn't turn, so we like literally like must have like went boom 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 boom. I have no idea.
I just feel it, like I'm like keep getting goosebumps and stuff.
So crazy thing is that I was obviously like my neck hurts, like you know something's not right, and so they get me in, they get an X-ray and everything, and it turns out, and this is like when like fate kind of like plays into shit, like when you almost got hit by that car, like that bus, and you're just like that moment. Turns out that I have an extra piece of bone growth in my neck that I was born with, and that I had like cracked that extra piece of bone in my neck. So because it wasn't a bone that I needed, it didn't affect me at all. Obviously it was sore, and I still do get like, you know, maybe it's from that, like, you know, neck pain. So I had to wear like a fucking like neck cast and everything. I got made fun of so much.
I would literally be like, ah.
But like I was born with this extra piece of bone that I happened to fracture.
Yeah,
and if it would have been my actual neck, I could have never walked again. I could have never walked again. It could have like literally damaged me severely for the rest of my life. I could have died.
Wow.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like all these different factors. And and I always thought, like, I think that was a moment, even me as a young girl, like I was like, wow, like I believe in fate, like because I was born with this extra piece of bone.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think you were given that bone like for that specific moment in your life?
Like because it was always gonna happen, and because if that would have went on my neck, imagine that's it. Neck is broken. That's it.
That's crazy.
So that was crazy.
Were you
and more? Let's also Nicole was fine. She had to get a couple stitches in her eye here. She does have scars. She'll actually be on the podcast. And she'll be in town, and we'll actually like show them. But they healed okay. Like, do you know what I mean? She's got scars like on her end because she literally dragged on the pavement. So that's why she got that on her eye. And because your eyes have so many veins here, that's why it's like, it wasn't actually as bad as it sounds, but it was just because she hit a vein here in her eye.
And it's such thin,
and
like, skin.
And it just was like, wee.
Whoa.
But it was freaky. Like, And so there you go.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
That was intense.
Yeah.
I've never heard the story before.
No.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah. Mel and I tell each other a lot of stories.
You got a lot.
Yeah.
You must have been through a lot though. Like you're
I've got so many.
People that you know are still probably to get to know you completely because you've been through so much.
Yeah.
The same with me. Like you have so many things that's happened that you probably not told anyone that you're still trying to understand. Until you've done that before you can pass it on.
Yeah. It'll
like
be
somebody else.
Be interesting as well to talk to Nicole about that, because she remembers everything, like everything hitting the ground, so that will be fun to kind of like hear her perspective when she's on. And again, like I just feel like maybe it's our blood, but like all of my family members have been through like so much stuff, like that's just nuts.
Which means
strong people.
It means you guys are gonna come out on the other end like even stronger. Like your path is like.
True that, it's what you want to do with it, whether you do it. You can go down a negative path though, a lot of people.
Easily.
So
I did.
It's how you choose to react.
And that's why I think that, again, just the whole reason for this podcast is to be able, how we were talking about teaching people and sharing like your kind of like what you're doing positive with your life, but like by sharing these like stories, like we're able to share like our experiences, and it does teach people. Like it teaches you, like maybe you didn't know what to do if someone was bleeding, apply pressure to it, like stuff
exactly
like that.
What I've just learned from
that's what I mean. Is like throughout the ages, we used to use storytelling as a way to teach people like morals and values, and then it kind of got corrupted with religion in the sense we stopped doing it. So like that's why this like podcast means so much to me, because it's a way for us to share our life experiences in the hopes that we can help teach or like empathize or reflect like with someone else. Just listening.
Definitely going to help a lot of people. Like
Hopefully.
Just listening. Even the one with the fire, like I mean, what you've done.
Yeah, the ice. I didn't know you shouldn't.
Some people probably don't know that, but now they know, they do.
Yeah, and again, like my mom actually never finished nursing school. She hated it. Like towards like the last couple of years, she was like, "This is way too stressful." And she was older. She was like a mom who went back to because my mom's had a crazy life.
Yeah.
But she actually never finished high school or even middle school, and she went back to university whenever she was in her 50s, which is so amazing. Like so proud of her. But yeah, and so like in my head, like you could even go as deep as saying the whole reason she went to nursing school was for that moment for me to have those note cards to save my nephew.
Everything's interconnected.
No doubt. Yeah, very. Like, I believe in this thing I heard recently, like that sacred geometry thing. You heard of it?
Which one?
I don't know. I just
Flower of Life. I've got it tattooed on my back.
Yeah, that and like just how like the sun, everything is just doing what it's meant to be doing for us to like still be able to like function.
Yeah,
here.
Like, we're literally placed in the perfect location.
We're doing everything we're doing is what we're meant to be doing. See, right now, what we're doing, we're meant to be doing this.
Yeah.
Like everything is meant to be the way it is. So I'm just, like you said, I'm grateful, man. Just like for the way everything is. Like, do you know another thing? Do you see what you're saying? Like, how things like faith and all that stuff. It got me thinking of future, like past, future, and present. Past, present, future, right? We do that like constantly. Like you just went back in time exactly and felt exactly.
No, I could see it.
Yeah, you could see it. So when I'm telling my story about the drowning thing, I had to go back in time.
Yeah.
I had to like see it to tell the story. Then I can be here at the same time. And then why can't we just be able to? It's fine. Oh, that was
you okay, hon?
That was my I opened the bottle. It's Pepsi.
It's okay, I just farted. No, I just burped, I swear. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. If we can go back in time, why can't we go forward? Like, why can't we predict the future?
I think,
And
you partly could, but I also feel like you make choices.
Yeah.
And I believe that there is multiple dimensions.
Yeah, there's multiple,
and that's why you can't predict the future, because it's literally by the choices that you make that then has a next result. Like an effect, cause and effect. So I think, there's people that look at tarot cards and things like that. I personally don't like that anymore for myself. I'm not
what cards?
Tarot cards.
Oh, so people that like try and tell you what
like
your
kind of like looking at the future. I mean,
they look at your hands too and they tell you.
Well, that's like other methods. But there's different methods that people use, and it's kind of like, I think, for example, tarot cards they can give you a possible answer for a possible future if you make that choice. But at the same time, I just feel like I don't want to know my future. I just want to be present. I want to live in the moment. I don't need to know what's going to happen next. Because I feel like that just gives me anxiety, and all I think about is that thing. So it's like, why are you focusing on that?
Because you're never going to get it if you're constantly thinking, I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to get that.
Yeah, but it's also like,
I have it.
Say if it's like, but if it's something negative, for example, like something that you want to happen and it says like, nah, it won't happen for you, then you'll just focus on that. Well, I did for a period of time. I just focused on that negative thing. And then I was like, Melanie, I'm getting a lot of anxiety thinking about this thing. And she was like, basically giving me different methods to have more control of my mind. And then I was like, fuck this. Like, why am I even looking at that if it's giving me this much anxiety? Be present. This is the only moment you have to be present. And you can look at the past and reflect. But it's like, why do you want to know your future?
Exactly. And it's another person, another human being telling you what your life is going to be. How do they know that?
Exactly.
You don't have that power at all. You only have the power in your own world. Like, I have power in mine. So
and then that effect that you could say something that could really affect
someone else's life.
Yeah. So I think it's a dangerous
thing. That's dark magic.
I
feel like that's dark magic. Why would you try and meddle with someone that you don't know for certain, but you feel? It's like, what you're feeling, it's fine. It's your opinion, but doesn't mean I have to like live by it.
Exactly.
I'll just listen. I'm like, cool. That's one possibility, but I can choose another one.
Exactly. It's a choice.
Yeah, it is.
To a certain extent, but different things play a role. But I have one near-death sort of experience, also to do with nearly drowning.
Okay.
So
yeah, I wanted to hear this.
Yeah, basically. So I was around about maybe. So I was already living in the UK, but we went back to Bulgaria on holiday, and it was like an all-inclusive, like super nice hotel that we were staying in, and it was basically like located in this really weird village in Bulgaria. So like there wasn't anything around. It was literally the hotel that we were going to, and it was all inclusive. You could do whatever you wanted. It was
So
like
fun.
it was so fun. Like as a young child, it was like everything I wanted. Yeah, and I think I was maybe like 10 or 11, something like that. So basically, like my mom. So I was there with like my mom, my brother, my auntie, and like someone else, and basically we were all like hanging out. And then my mom and my brother kept going to like the sea, but I just wanted to hang out by the pool. And then my mom was like, "Oh, go and actually like be by the sea. You're on holiday." And I was like, "Okay, fine." So me and my brother go into the sea, and usually whenever we went, we would be like trying to catch waves. So like you know when you kind of like you run and then you try to like swim with the wave. So like we go into the water, and it was weird because we were walking for ages. Like I turned back.
Whoa,
I turned back. The water's to my knees. Like, and I'm ages away from like the shore.
Yeah.
But it's to my knees, so I'm like, I'm not scared because it's not deep.
Not that far, yeah.
So then basically we start trying to like, I kind of like tried to go under the water, like I don't know, because it was down to my knees. So then I'm kind of like running from side to side trying to catch a wave, and all of a sudden there's no ground under me. Like I mean nothing. And then I look at my brother and he panics. So I panic and he starts swimming, and in that moment I'm like, okay, bitch, start swimming.
Yeah.
So but I mean, I'm far from the shore.
Yeah.
So I start swimming as much as I can, but I'm in panic mode. So I'm literally like,
probably not swimming properly.
yeah, I
not
wasn't swimming
properly.
Yeah,
like,
I'm definitely not breathing properly. Yeah, because like the ground just sunk from underneath me. And then, so I'm literally like swimming for my life. And then I realize I'm exhausted. Like and I was like, the shore is far.
Still far.
There's no chance I'm making it. And then in that moment, I was like, I'm going to die. Like this, I'm going to die right now. And I literally just was like, okay, just scream. And I just, in English, in Bulgaria, I was screaming, help, help. And then basically, like, as I'm going under the water, this man grabs me.
Crazy.
And he had left he basically brought me to the shore and handed me over to this granny. And he had left, he was like with his wife and his child, and he must have heard me and came and like saved me. And I was like, I'm never going back in the sea, Mom. I'm going to be by the fucking pool. And literally now my fear is like, if I can't feel the ground, I'm not going further. There's no chance I'm going any further. Yeah. And like I've been on holiday with Selby and stuff, and he's like, we would get further in, and then as soon as I can't feel the ground, I'm like, I'm not going in further. He's like, oh, you're all right. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking drown. Like,
because you're thinking of that. It's like,
like that's my fear now, that I'm gonna drown. So I need to make sure it's like I have control over the fact that I can feel the ground. Yeah. So I'm just gonna stay where I'm comfortable. Thanks.
Nuts.
But with swimming pools, it's like I know that the ground is there.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So you can bounce off. Whereas in there, I was kind of trying to bounce off the ground to be able to push myself back up, and I couldn't.
But it was too far.
Yeah, it was so scary, man.
That's so scary.
Yeah, so it's not. I wasn't like proper like gulping the water and like drowning.
I'm gonna drink this entire pool.
I'm gonna drink
That's
this
exactly
entire sea. Imagine.
That was my thought. I'm like, I'm about to drink this whole pool, bro. Why was I thinking that? Like,
because you're just
so scared.
Yeah, because you're like, that's my only solution at the moment. Like
if I drink it all, then there's no water and I can get out. But there's no way I'm going to drink this full thing.
Go.
Imagine you turn into a massive like. Well, no, you wouldn't turn into anything before that.
You become, oh my God, you become the what? You literally become it.
Apparently.
It consumes you.
Yeah, apparently it's quite peaceful to drown.
Really?
Just people who have like obviously drowned, and because obviously you just inhale the water and you stop feeling anything, and you're just like, like just becomes the water. Like
do.
And then like this is obviously a story that I've heard from people who have survived from drowning. But yeah, so
wait, what do you mean? Like
they
would have died for a couple seconds?
Oh yeah, like I've known people who have actually drowned to death and then been resuscitated. Like and
like
brought
the
back
eyes
to
were
life.
closed, they were totally out of it.
Like like had to like they were choked up with water kind of thing. Had to go and get checked for like water in their lungs. Like
oh my god,
which is nuts.
That's crazy.
Because that's the scary thing is that not only like if you survive drowning, like you also can get like water in your lungs, which can like cause like so many issues like further on down the line. Like I don't even know. I can't even go into like how you would get the water out of your lungs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but it can easily turn into like pneumonia and like all these different things.
I guess like infections and stuff. Oh
yeah, nuts.
Somebody died for like 8 minutes and came back to life. Like I got told that today.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure there's been like someone like who's like I would
8 minutes.
love
That's a long time
to Google. Like,
I know
the longest someone has been dead for and then
Yeah.
come back to life. Like I would love. Can we Google that? Like just because I'm super intrigued.
And if they're gone, what were they? Where were they?
Yeah, like what was their experience, or like just how long is like what's the longest death and like resuscitation after death? Like, cause that's
8
insane.
minutes is long. That's a long time to wait on someone like coming back.
Yeah.
Like, where did you go, bro?
I know that's like surely they would call it. Like, what the hell? That's such a long time. Do you have?
Oh, 8 minutes.
8
Is
minutes.
it
That was
8
that one.
minutes?
Is that?
Wow, that's
one.
the longest one.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wait.
Let's hear this person's story.
No, I'm not reading this. I don't like reading out loud to people.
Summarize it.
Basically, it was in 1982.
Whoa.
That's a while ago, man.
Basically, he died. They tried to resuscitate him multiple times, and then he had like cardiac
Arrest.
I had a heart attack. Yeah.
and then they managed to reset. You can have a read if you want.
Let's see.
Mad.
Lazarus syndrome.
That's what it's called.
Really, when you die and come back to life.
Wow. Do you know what? It's like, have you seen Batman?
Yeah.
Like, what's the guy?
Wow.
Raja Ghul
Yeah.
goes into the Lazarus pit.
Also, oh my god.
And then he comes back stronger.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the spontaneous return of normal
deep.
cardiac rhythm after
So
failed
deep.
attempts
That's a real thing.
at resuscitation. That's insane. So Lazarus syndrome is the spontaneous return of a normal cardiac rhythm after failed attempts at resuscitation. Wow. Occurrences
Whoa.
of the syndrome are extremely rare and the cases are not well understood. One hypothesis for the phenomenon is that a chief factor, though not the only one, is the buildup of pressure in the chest as a result of the cardiopulmonary resuscitation, the CPR. The relaxation of the pressure after resuscitation efforts have ended is thought to allow the heart to expand, triggering the heart's electrical impulses and restarting the heartbeat.
Oh my god. Are you considered a zombie when you come? No.
Ooh,
Only if you start eating people. I'm like a
that's
fucking
deep.
nose vampire now.
Or like a vampire, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Melanie told quite the story the other day.
Yeah, you'll have to listen to it, but basically,
Long story short.
go back and listen to it if you haven't heard it because it's quite funny.
Okay.
Me and Brody had a nosebleed into my nose because we were having sex and I didn't realize.
It was
and
dark.
I thought
and
it
they
was
were
snot.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like,
And then you
ew,
inhaled it.
I was like, ew, you just snotted in my nose. And then he kept going, and we were like, because we continued.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was like, oh, will you go blow your nose now? Like, so we can finish, like, and keep going. And then, turned the lights on. There was blood everywhere.
Bruh.
Yeah. So now I'm a nose vampire.
God damn.
Did it go to the back of your throat?
I don't want to think about it.
Ugh.
It was pretty yuck.
Because then you would have drank his blood and then you're actually...
Yeah,
No,
actually,
I
a vampire.
definitely did. I was like blowing my nose like ages after, and there was blood coming out. And I've never had a nosebleed in my life,
Really?
and I've broken my nose as well.
That's mad.
Not on purpose.
I've only had a nosebleed once. I got punched in the face by someone.
She deserved it.
Yeah, I think
No, I'm
that's
just
what,
kidding.
You
that's
bitch.
what happened to me
It
too.
was Melanie. I'm joking.
Imagine.
I think that's what happened to me too. Like, I used to do boxing. So, like, one time someone hit me in the face and I think it bled a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think after that, it was never the same
Never.
because
Oh.
There's another time I was just randomly like washing my face with hot water. I think when the water is warm, it just started like
triggers
pouring out.
it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, fine, cleaned it. Another time I'm walking to work, and I'm just walking, bro. It just went.
Oh,
I thought it was
that's
snot,
so. Imagine
and I
if you had like a
touched it.
white shirt or
Yeah.
something as well. That'd be so annoying.
Yeah, I thought it was snot, so I'm like, oh, maybe it's cold. Maybe it's like I touched
Yeah.
blood. So I called my work. I'm like, look, I'm on the way to work, and my nose started bleeding, and I had to like literally lift my head up. And when you do that,
That's the worst.
It goes to the back of your
goes to-
throat.
and then it's like I'm
Gross.
pouring out of my mouth. So I'm like,
Oh.
he's like, they were like, oh, just come in. So I came in, even though when I came in it stopped or whatever. I was playing football. Someone hit the ball, it hit my face, and
Oh my god.
they had to then send me home because
Yeah.
since after that punch, bro, that guy is like a lasting effect.
Yeah.
Oh my
One
god,
punch.
yeah, must have like
Yeah.
ruptured like something in your
Yeah.
nose and then
So
it
every time
triggers
there was
it.
heat or anytime it gets touched, there was like
Instantly.
sometimes I just do this, just
I
like
know,
flick
just
your
like-
nose and then
Oh my
but
god.
it stopped. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say
completely.
as it stopped
But it
now.
burst a blood vessel, so
Yeah,
and
made
it
it
wasn't fully
sensitive.
healed. So every time I just
Ah, true that. That's yeah.
No, I've
Damn.
been Googling it loads. Yeah.
Actually, you said that you had more than one near-death experience.
yeah. So my second one, bro, is drowning again. This is
Oh my
why
God.
yeah.
Don't go
You
in the
never
water.
learned, do
Yeah.
you? I got terrified. I never went back in the sea.
Yeah.
No, I did, but just not deep.
But this is why I don't know, till today, like when I go in water, I'm the same as you. Like I have to feel the ground.
Yeah.
Like, then I'm in control. But then again, you shouldn't be in control all the time, like of everything.
Nah, bruh.
It feels good.
It feels good to be
It's
in
good
control.
for your mind.
But it's like comfort.
to,
It's
like,
a comfort
yeah,
zone.
that's what I mean. It's good. It's good for your mental stimulation to feel a little bit of stress and anxiety getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
It actually has been proven to
I'll
make
do
you
it with
live longer.
everything.
Stronger, yeah.
I'll do it with
Yeah.
everything but that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But so we got took out from school. I think I was in was it first year, maybe around then. We were taken out to a gym to like try the pool or whatever. Usually they take us to this pool near the school, but they took us to a different one this time. And this one was like a lot bigger, like this Olympic looking one.
Oh.
So and it's like it's got the thing.
Yeah.
So we
Deep.
just but I know I can swim when I'm feeling the ground because I can do this stroke like real good. Like I can go up and back in this other pool because I can feel the ground. But when in this one it was bigger and longer and it starts here and then it goes.
Yeah,
Deep.
down.
If
Yeah,
it's
goes
like
deep
an Olympic
there.
pool, they do dives
Exactly.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these guys are like, yo, they can all swim, so they're at that deep end, and bro, it's funny. I'm sure I had bands.
Yeah.
And I was on this side.
helping you.
Yeah. So I took them off because I can swim this side. And then they're like, yo, come here, man. Like, come to this side. Can you swim? And I'm like, I don't like when people try and test me because I'll prove to you that I can do it.
Yeah.
So I'll prove you wrong. That's my aim. So I held on to the side and I'm like, coming over. I made it to them. And they're like, look, we can do backstroke. And then someone else is like, oh, look, can you do this? Can you float? I was like, they're hurting me right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. You know what? Watch. I can swim from here to there because I knew like I could do it when I was when I can feel the ground. So I'm like, I can swim from this end to that end like real fast. Like
Easy, yeah.
my strokes are dope, man. So I'm like, watch this. So I start going da 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 da. But see when I do it, I hold my breath the whole time. So when I'm doing another pool, I hold my breath from the start to the end. That's why I practice because it's quite long, but I know I can hold my breath all the way, and then when I get there, I'll breathe. So I'm like doing it in this Olympic pool, and it must be slightly longer, like just slightly.
Yeah.
So I'm going, I'm like hold my breath the whole time, and then I realize I'm running out of breath, and I'm like, I'm not at the end yet. Usually sometimes my hand will hit the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know I've touched it.
Oh, so are
I
your
go
eyes
all the way,
closed?
yeah.
Like when you're doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't know how far you are.
I'm just going like pelting
Right.
like fast, and my legs. I knew about the thing now because I learned from before.
Yeah.
I'm doing this with my legs. I'm going in, and then I literally got somewhere and I was like, I'm tired. I'm letting look up. That's panic mode. Since I looked up, I was only halfway.
No,
I was only
that's what
halfway
I was
there.
thinking.
And I just went, again. I just start going down.
Yeah, because you're tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. I wasn't doing it again.
I'm like, I relate because I got
Yeah.
so exhausted.
As soon as you open
was
your eyes
like,
and you look, you realize how far you are. You're like, it's done. It's game over. And I'm again, I'm about to drink this shit. I'm about to drink the fuck out of this fucking pool, bro.
This Olympic pool is gonna go in my bag.
I'm gonna drink all this before I die.
I started going down, and one of them, luckily, like, pulled me out, bro. Again.
Like one of the boys?
One of the boys, bro.
Damn, after they were making fun
after they're making fun, like...
You piece of shit, you should have let me drown.
Yeah, I'm sure they felt bad, bro. They pulled me out.
Oh, that's so
there.
sad.
Were they older, the same group as you? They
were the same group, like, but different class, because they took, like, different classes.
Right.
Like, obviously, like first year, they were, like, first year A. And
Yeah.
So they took, like, different classes, and then one of them, I think they were in different class, and they pulled me out. And then, this is mad. I can't remember what the hell was going on again. I was just there again, like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, what the hell is happening? Then, since then, when we go to the pool, they give me freaking bands. You know what I mean? They give me this one, and they give me this one. And I'm there like a look, I'm on goggles, and I look like I shouldn't be in the water.
Oh, that's so
And I'm an older kid. Everybody's out there like going around.
Fuck it.
And you're just like,
if you're safe.
Yeah, as long as I'm floating, you know what I'm saying?
It's fun. You'd be floating like, ooh, I can float, watch me.
But that one was so scary.
Scary.
Once again, you're just looking up, and then I don't want to go back into it again because I'm literally
like,
seeing it.
Yeah.
So nah, but
that's insane.
Even on a holiday with my friends, like my first like boys' holiday, they all jump in the water from the yacht or whatever was it called, the boat party. Yeah. I had to get like the big life jacket, and I jumped in. I'm like, at least I jumped in.
Good for you.
Yeah, I was like,
well
bro, I was like, yo, these people are not gonna go in here and make me look like a little bitch. I'm gonna jump in. So I put the thing on. I jumped in. For a second, I got that feeling.
But then you're
because
like,
because
you drop in.
You need to like, it's like pushing yourself off the ground to then get back to the top, but then you can't feel the fucking ground, and you're pushing, and you're like, there's nothing to push off of. I'm drowning, bitch. Like,
so scary. Like when I jumped in, the life jacket only like brings you up once you're in the water, like once it goes under. So I sunk for like literally 2 seconds.
Split second.
And then I was like, thank God, like this thing. 'Cause I was worried it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I was worried this life jacket was like, this is fake, man. There's no... I'm like, first of all, it doesn't look...
It makes you sink.
Yeah.
It's actually got bricks in it.
It's a death jacket. That's what I thought, man. Like, it didn't look like a life jacket, like it would save me. Because, see, the things I've been swimming with, they're freaking, like, filled with air. This thing just looks like plastic. I'm like, how is this plastic thing gonna save me?
My life.
But they were like, they had to talk me into it. They were like, this thing works. Like, look at other, like, I think they got someone else to like go in the water and they're swimming with it. So I'm like, I saw someone else with the same jacket on and they were floating. So I'm like, okay, cool, it's working. Cool, let me jump in, and I ran.
Good for you. When I was on holiday, I did not jump off. I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not jumping off this boat. So
so you just sat there and everybody's jumping and then you're like coming in out of the water.
No, because I literally would just like look down and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Not trying to risk my life.
I'm fucking good.
I'm not trying to risk my life.
You're
trying to make me kill myself? Cause
I never tried to prove shit to people. You sit there.
You're so right. You need to stop.
I'm like, you sit here and you try to make me do shit. I'll decide what I want to do.
Do
you know, you won't do it just by purpose. Like, just by, like, if someone tries to make you do stuff, even if I feel like you would want to, you would not do it just because somebody was making
told me to.
you.
I want to do it off my own will. Thank you very much.
And whenever we first met as well, Tunde, we had this really interesting conversation, which I want to bring it back to, that, like, so when you have these like really big near-death experiences, sometimes you don't realize how much it changes your mental outlook on life and even relationships. And whenever you said this to me, it kind of like blew my mind. It blew my mind because I'd never really thought about that. So for instance, whenever I've ever been in a relationship, I've never like lingered after a breakup or like felt like very like, like pined after someone. Like, yes, I was sad, but I immediately let it go. Like immediately, even before I, like, even as a high school person, like, you know, I never like was like, I love him or her. Like, you know, I was just like, bye. Like, okay, that's next chapter, move on kind of thing. And you said something really insightful and you were like, I think that because you had almost died before.
That's probably the worst thing in your ever.
Yeah, and that you think that that's why you don't do the same thing as like ponder or pine after someone because you've almost died. You've literally almost left this planet, left this earth. And so it's like wasting that time kind of like pining after something or feeling sad over something that's ended is just a waste of your time.
That's so interesting. I totally relate to that.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't ponder, I don't sit there and dwell over people if it's finished. I mean, depending, obviously, like, but if it was like a lead up and then something finishes, I'm fucking done. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and think about it. Yeah, like, it's just, I'm over it.
Yeah.
And then I just let it go.
Yeah. I feel like only recently in my life do I start trying to like feel something, because I'm like, is there something wrong with me? Why don't I want to feel something? So I start like for example, like I had friends that like would call me, like say someone would call me their best friend. I would never fully take it as what they said for some reason, because I'm like, no, like tomorrow I could maybe not be your friend anymore or something. You could people switch like that very easily, like I'll not talk to you anymore and stuff. So I always get myself prepared. I don't know why I do that, but I think it's because of that. Like, so I'm always anticipating things, but I probably should do that. But it's because of I feel like it's maybe what I've went through. So when something bad was to happen, I'm ready for it already.
That's
and if something
so
good is to happen too,
that's good.
I'm also ready for that. But I always stay like literally in between it. Like never up here or never down here, but here.
But
so either way I'm happy. Either way I'm fine. It's weird.
Like staying kind of almost not kind
happy,
of in a way,
but also like a little bit sad. But I don't know how to describe it. Like literally in between, because I'll get something amazing happen to me in my life, right? Something good, and I'm literally, my girlfriend will say it sometimes. She'll be like, "You don't celebrate
the good things."
Yeah, why are you not celebrating? You just got this. I'll tell her, I've just done this. Like the Johnny Walker thing. She was like, that's big, man. Like, and I was like, yeah, I know, it's dope.
It's cool. That's cool. Like
people do that, and the people like look at me, what the hell is wrong with you? Or someone, this is bad. Someone passes away, and I'm just like, I go what's the word? Like you say, like God bless them, and I leave it. I kind of leave it at that.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna
start trying to mourn it, because I'm like, I don't know why I don't do it. But some people just start crying, or like they have some emotions about it. Like they go deep into it.
But yeah, that's like, I feel like that. Like I can, but again, that's like,
I feel though.
I think people who have experienced death in general have less of attachment whenever death happens again, because you've already kind of, I don't know if that's, if you've experienced like death in your family or friends kind of group. But I actually like, listened to this book, and it was talking about like death in the sense of like like when you mourn someone's death for so long and you're like, and you kind of reverse the roles, like let's say, like again we can talk about Ikigai. It said that this husband was really struggling, and it had been 3 years since his wife had died, and he just couldn't get past it. Like he was just constantly in the state of depression, and his like therapist at the time was like, well, how do you think your wife would have been if your wife would have been the one to have you die on her, and blah, 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 and all this. Like, basically, the roles were reversed. The guy was like, oh, well, she would have obviously been devastated. She would have been this. She would have been that. She would have been so upset, and her life would have been so hard.
Would you be happy with that?
The therapist was like, well, isn't it so amazing that you actually you have taken that pain from her so that she doesn't have to experience all that loss and pain, and that you are taking that and having that for you. Like, you were taking that negative experience from her, and that now the best thing that you can do for her, now that you've taken that horrible experience from happening to her away, that you can just mourn her and kind of be past her. Let go kind of thing, and live your life.
And live that way. Yeah, she'll be happy with that actually.
Because
she's watching.
Exactly. That like she didn't have to experience all that pain. And if you do believe in like afterlife, or like your like ancestors being there for you, which I do in a sense, like I would like to believe that like my family member like is still around, and I can still like kind of like when I have these conversations in my head with them, that they actually hear me. Like, do you know what I mean? But it's like, it's almost like so much better that, you know, we've like, we are like taking the pain away from them, the people who have passed. But the best thing is to let go of it so that they can be happy for the lives we live now.
Yeah. You're right, You're right.
Yeah, that's true.
Even in, like, you're talking about relationships as well, like something ending or someone, like, that is not the worst thing that can happen in your life. So why should you, like, mourn that, for example? Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I think it was also in Ikigai. It was kind of like they were talking about, imagine what the worst possible thing is that could happen. Ever. And then you'll be prepared.
Yeah, compared to whatever you're going through right now. Probably nowhere near it.
Yeah.
And apparently, I listened to this podcast as well, and apparently Olympic competitors do this as well. And I feel like, and again, it's not like this like Olympic guideline that everyone sent. It's just, I feel like for people who compete in the Olympics, you have to have a certain mental like mindset. Like, you know, just going into it, you have to be really, really strong to be able to get to the level of like winning gold and all of these different things. And it was like, they were just talking about whenever they go into a competition or kind of approach it, they literally envision every single possible outcome. Yeah, but they stay neutral in their emotions.
Which is me in my life.
Yeah,
like,
that's
daily,
what I mean.
bro.
And so like, if this is what people in the Olympics who are winning gold medals, because it was like Michael Phelps and the snowboarder guy with the ginger hair. I'm really bad with remembering names. It was them two on the podcast talking about, and they were like, "Wow, we do the same things."
That's
like,
deep, yeah.
And that's
I'm glad
what I mean.
you said that, because that makes me feel good about.
There's nothing wrong with
There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing.
No, that's
I literally said I'm in between, bro. Like,
yeah.
it also happens like sometimes people telling me something good about what they've done, and my reaction is exactly the same. As well, I'm here for them.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, should I not be like here? Because if I'm happy for them, I should be here. But then that's when I'm fighting with myself. And then I started going, you know what? Just be you. If they don't like it, they can go away.
Yeah.
Because the people that know me like I'm a nice person. I'm generally happy for people. So why would that?
Why is
if
it
I'm
not
sounding
enough?
like this and that's not enough for you, that I'm not here in this world to be happy for you. Like that's not my job. You need to be happy for you. Like, everybody should be happy for themselves. And then we all be happy. You know, if you're happy for you, you're happy for you. I'm happy for me. Then we're all happy. It's so simple.
That's actually, bro, you just actually blew my mind again. Because
Sorry.
No, this is really good.
I'm just saying
because
that.
like I actually, and again, this is why this is so interesting, because it's like I feel like every time we have a podcast, I learn something.
Yeah.
And a better way to improve myself and my relationships. I do the same thing with Brody. But I say to him, like, when I show you these things that I'm excited for, I would like a little bit more enthusiasm because it makes me feel more loved.
Yeah.
Like in that sense, like, but then again, it's like,
not his job.
Yeah, it's not. It's like me projecting my own insecurities onto him because I feed off of, and again, this is another way of like if you go super deep into childhood and like, you know, the way I was raised and all these different factors, it's like, I never got those words of affirmation growing up. I never got that kind of like, you know, approval when I did something good. Like I only got attention when I did something bad.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? And I was such a good child. Like I was an overachiever in like so many ways. But again, so maybe that's why why can't I accept whenever he gives me joy, like in his way, like, do you know what I mean? Rather than that's really, so now I'm gonna be a bit more mindful when I do that with him now.
But
no, I feel like I totally relate to that as well. As in, if I try and show Selby something, like I want him to. But I think it's also like I just want him to interact with this and show me that, like, show me that you've seen this and that you acknowledge what I've done. But in a positive way to, like, as in, give me praise. I want to hear that you like it.
Brody will do it, but he just doesn't react like Maggie. Maggie will be like, oh my God.
And
that's why we vibe so hard, because you give me the exact reaction that I want. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's like, that's why we're like, a match. But it's like, but again, like, I don't want to project my insecurities of not feeling like I'm enough because he's not giving me enough whenever he's actually giving me everything he can. Like, you know,
the fact that he's with you, the fact that like your partners are with you guys, like, it's enough. As well. Like, if they're not reacting as the way you're expecting,
don't expect anything.
Don't expect anything. No, in fact,
but we get those reactions from each other. Like
you get it from each other.
That's what I mean.
It's
different. It doesn't have to be the same.
It doesn't have to be the same for everyone, because remember, we're all different in our mind. Like, people react to things differently.
I'm sorry, Brody.
Like, I think it's the same with me sometimes. Like with my partner too. Like, there's times she'll tell me something, and I'm not as like enthusiastic, and then she'll be like,
oh, you
get that feeling. You hate me now? And I'm like, no, bro, like, bro, I want the best for you. I'll say this now, and I don't have to tell you every single freaking day, but like, just because I'm not very like overreactive, when I do say it, I really mean it. Not people say the word love and just throw it all around. Like, people can just throw that. It's so easy to say love. It's easy, but can you really feel it and make someone else feel it? So like, if I do it one time, that's the big moment, man. It's a big deal. So that's why I don't throw stuff around all the time. I'm not always like, yes, I'm so freaking out, because like, you're gonna expect that every single time. But what if one day I'm just like, today I'm just a bit tired, like, you know what I mean? What if I didn't do it? You're gonna literally be like, oh, I've seen all these times you've been like super excited. You're not happy for me today. But I'm just tired. I'm just maybe like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got you conserve your energy, and like, and I do the same thing, like when my blood sugar drops and like,
you're just tired.
Man. That's what I mean. It's like, I literally can't convey emotions because I'm such a like expression. Like, I express a lot through my face and my actions. Like, I'm quite animated, I feel like. But like, when I'm hungry, my blood sugar feels like it's gonna drop, like I'm gonna pass out.
As the day goes on, you're getting tired, man.
Yeah,
like,
and I just have to go zero emotions. And then, like, for instance, Brody will always think I'm angry with him, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I actually have no energy to go into any emotions right now.
Literally, like,
deep.
Yeah, that's like when I'm hungry, I go hangry.
Yeah.
And Selby thinks I'm pissed off at him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, no, I'm just hungry.
Neutral. Yeah.
And I've actually learned, I think you have to also like learn how you like
you
how
are.
To be able
always
to tell
about self, man. Learn about yourself all the time.
Yeah, because it's kind of like I realized that like sometimes I could get a little bit agitated. So literally what I've started doing is, instead of acting on it, all I do is, I'm feeling a bit agitated at the moment. I need the moment, like literally, and then I just walk away. And then I try to think, why am I feeling like this in this moment?
Hungry. Go eat.
yeah. But it's just like, it's funny because there's people around you constantly trying to read you.
Yeah, and they're reading it wrong. Yeah, sometimes.
But you just have to, you know.
It's a learning process. We're learning every day. Not that we know everything right now. You know what I mean? We learn every single day. Like, imagine he randomly brought you food. But you already feel agitated when he brought you food. Instantly, you wouldn't even be annoyed, agitated or not. You'd have ate and then be like, oh, you know, your day would have just been different.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like, I might be coming home from somewhere and I'm super hungry. And then I get in and then it's food. My literally, like...
life changes.
Like, my whole demeanor. I'm just, I eat and I'm just excited. Oh, what do you want to watch tonight? Netflix. And I'm like... But if I've not eaten and I'm hungry and I've come back, I'm just like...
Yeah, low
you're talking
energy.
to me and telling me a story, I'm just going to be like...
No, I literally can't function.
I'm so happy for you, man. I'm really happy, I'm not
I can't function.
expressive enough for you, you know what I mean? So it just depends at times.
No,
the fact that our partners are with us, it already tells you the full thing. Like, there's nothing else you need.
And supportive enough.
If they're not,
in their own way, like, let people support you in your own,
if they're not, they'd have left.
People, like, people shouldn't have to support you in the way that you expect them to. And I'm really bad for like basically, like, and again, I'm not anymore. Like, I've definitely been like learning and like trying to be a better person, because if you're not trying to be a better person, what
are you trying to do?
Yeah. So it's like not setting any sort of expectations on anyone, because there's literally no point. It's like, why do that? Like, no one's ever going to be able to read your mind to give you the expectation and the results that you want. Like, how is that possible?
They can only get a tiny bit close to it.
Yeah.
Never exact.
No.
Like,
but that's the thing, communication. Learn how to communicate. We all think, like, when I was younger, I used to think communication, we're communicating right now, we're talking. But it's actually way deeper than that.
Yeah,
you know?
way deeper.
You have to learn how people want to interact, how like mannerisms, body language, literally like listen to what the person is saying.
Look at everything.
Yeah, don't think of your next answer before the person's even said anything. Like, literally. I used to do that. Everybody, but I feel like everybody has to go through it to understand. And I
like that you said that. That's dope.
No.
Because that's something I feel like I used to do, and I got so good at it. It was a bad thing because you learn something. You think, oh, I've clicked onto something. This is the way I'm gonna go from now on. Like in conversations, I was good at talking to people, so I got so good at just having conversations that like I could now predict what people are gonna say, and then that's just me being very good at manifesting things.
Yeah,
that became my good skill. So you be talking to me, and I'm like, oh, I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going with this. So I start thinking of other things, like what we're gonna say after that. And then when you're done, I'm literally like, oh fuck, what were you talking about?
You missed the point.
I missed the point.
That's not being like present.
That's
like,
not conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've learned now to like literally like just stay here, understand, and then reply. Because literally someone going, "How are you?" You heard it. You thinking, "Oh, what's she saying?" And then you reply, "I'm fine." Yeah. And then you hear that. Oh, then that be carried back and forth.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I'm somewhere else while you're talking. Like.
Yeah.
And it's also like being like comfortable with like natural pauses. Like, do you know, people are so scared to like, and again, it could be like where you're brought up, like if you have a household of interrupters, like where I came from, or like loud family, like so it can be that overwhelming feeling to like have to say everything you have to say in this huge like run-on brush sentence instead of like actually like someone asking you something, or like if you need a second, like don't give an excuse, just take a second. It actually makes people will pause it with you and wait, and if they don't, then fucking tell them to shut the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
but literally real.
I used to have like a problem with like the way I sound, like my voice, like I used to think it was like too quiet, it's too like
it's so relaxing.
Like that's the way I am, right? But when I'm with people that like higher energy, like they're so loud, like I have to like take it up an octave, and then when I do that, it becomes like
like strained,
like almost like you're freaking drowning, bruv, like in their chat, in their conversation. So I'm like,
oh my god, I know exactly what you
mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I had to learn. It's crazy when I just recently, like probably the past couple of years, when I just literally calm down and be yourself, which is like the way I am right now. People calm down to your level. And then they actually listen to you instead.
Yep.
Because before I was going, and then when I hear it, the tone isn't even good. So why should I listen to you if you don't sound nice?
Exactly.
Like you're talking right now, your tone is nice. You're just calm. You're calm. I'm listening. When you're having to shout and I'm going to hear it and it's jarring. So I'll be somewhere else. So a lot of people do that.
I honestly, like, that's so true. Literally, I think I've, sometimes I can get passionate about certain conversations, and then I realized that the more I tried to shout about it, the less people wanted to hear. And then the calmer I became, the more people were like, okay, they actually want to take in the information. But then I have had, like, recently I've met a few people where I've tried to do the natural pause, because sometimes I just need to think about what I'm saying, or like I lose my train of thought, and then they would literally jump in that fucking spot to say the thing, because they weren't listening. All they wanted to say was whatever their part.
No, I don't. That triggers me, like people who interrupt, because again, I came from a really loud family, a family of interrupters, and it will make me not want to hang out with someone anymore. That's just true. Because it makes my like it. So if you are a serial interrupter, like really think about how it affects someone's mental health, because you are literally subconsciously making them feel, and consciously sometimes, making them feel unheard, and which is just the worst feeling ever, to feel alone and unheard. So it's like really be conscious, be present, and like listen.
Tell them.
And guys. And if someone does interrupt a lot, tell them. Because if you don't tell them, maybe no one else will. They don't know. Yeah, it's like, and be like, look, like you kind of hurt my feelings because you interrupt all the time. Like I had to tell my mom that. Like I would FaceTime her, and then she would like answer the phone, and she wouldn't even say, hey, how are you, or anything like that. and she would just immediately start talking at me and being like, this happened, and then this, and then and I was like, and I would be like, yeah. And so it took like a year of me being like, Mom, stop. Hey, how are you? How are you, Melanie? I'm fine too. Like, you know, be like,
slow
be
it down
here.
yeah.
Like, yeah. So now it's like more like, it is like more natural again. And I don't know if anyone in my family ever told her that she does that until I said, yo, like, let's take it down. Yeah, like, let me speak, don't interrupt, like, yeah, stuff like that.
It makes you feel dumb sometimes, you know, when people are just like they don't care about what you're saying. If they're gonna jump over it, then they don't care what you're saying.
Yeah, like, and the whole thing that you said about when you kept it down an octave, like your normal level, and then people come down to your level. So, like, fun fact with kids, if you if you have, like, let's say like a crew of kids or just kids who are literally being super loud, start whispering to them. It is like wildfire.
You're like,
you
what?
start whispering, all the kids start whispering. Try it out.
It's not just kids.
It's
not just kids.
All of us.
So that's what I mean.
I tried it on Selby. I just started whispering. He immediately started whispering back to me.
That's what I mean. It's contagious.
No, honestly, do it to like your partner, but like without obviously telling them. And literally, I'm telling you, it'll work. Immediately they start whispering.
That's so funny.
I don't know why your brain switches to I must whisper.
Because it's like we're almost like sheeps at times. Like as soon as someone doing something,
all the time,
we copy. Like if I did this. Majority of people are gonna look up.
I'm sorry, I didn't look up.
I know, but I'm just
no, but like, or like if someone yawns, people like naturally start yawning as well.
There's actually a really funny reason. Like, well, I don't know if this is true. It could be wrong, so I don't want to like give out false facts about yawning.
But what is it?
Apparently, it's like your brain subconsciously think there's a low amount of oxygen, and so the reason why you like yawn after someone else's yawn is like your body it's like a natural reaction to try to absorb as much oxygen as you can into your body because you think there's not enough oxygen.
Yeah, because your lungs proper like almost need it. It feels like nice to yawn.
That
my
could
cat
be false facts though, guys.
I
need to fact check that because it could be wrong. It could be Brody rumor mongering me like again.
I think
literally
that's funny.
Zeus does that. Like I'll yawn and Zeus will yawn.
Yeah,
Zeus is my cat, by the way.
Yeah. Who?
I think that's funny though, because like if someone yawns and then you yawn after, it's like the second person is fighting for that area. It's like, oh, he's taking a lot. I bet I get some too.
I better not run out of air.
Yeah. So that's like
air is scarce now.
Literally. It's just nuts. Your body does so many like weird things that you don't even know about. But thank you so much for coming on. This has been so insightful. And
very.
It's been a very pleasant conversation.
Just so easy.
Yeah.
It's been good. We should do this again, definitely.
100%.
Yeah. I feel zenned out.
I know. I'm proper like chilled.
Yeah.
It does like feel like, I swear, every time we do this, like I feel like it's like a therapy session.
It
we
really
just leave
is.
And I feel so like relieved and like calm and just like happy.
Yeah, and I also feel like I always learn something new.
Yeah.
Every day.
I've learned so much,
yeah, literally. It's just, and it's also just cool to, I don't know, hear about other people's lives.
Yeah.
You know, like hear people's stories. It's just really interesting. So if you want to share your story with us, please hit us up. We honestly, like, even if you don't live in the UK, we can do things remotely. So just give us a shout, send us an email, send us your story, and we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
And also, would you like to plug yourself in social media?
Yeah, so my name is Tunde, Tunde. You can get me on Instagram as OVO_Tunde. I also make music. If you want to check me out, it's Doc Martin, DOCMRTIN. And that's it. My music is everywhere if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
Sick.
I know. Do you have any insights to leave the listeners?
Like, what do you mean by insights?
Like insights, like something insightful.
Fun fact.
Live your life.
What's your best advice for someone?
Yeah.
I
had something there, but I almost
feel like be yourself. Like, I feel like you've said that so many times today.
Constantly.
And I feel like you've come in. I don't know you that well, but I feel like it seems you've come into yourself and you know yourself quite well now. So it's kind of like live your fucking true self. Why did I just say that for you?
Yeah, no, you're right. But I also don't feel like I'm completely there. I'm still learning. Like
always
each time,
growing.
Everyone is
always growing.
I would be
I've
concerned
really
if you were like, I'm
complete.
Yeah, I'm complete. It's
I'm
like, well,
complete.
are you ready to
100.
die then?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly, that's deep because see, when you're complete, when you get to the end, what's the end?
then you're
Kaput.
I
Yeah,
believe
so I'm not-
it's the end of this realm, and then you decide, like your
Yeah,
soul
your
decides
soul's
whether
going
you want to
somewhere
go
else, yeah.
further or if you want to come back.
Yeah,
And you know,
Yeah.
in other or you know, you can go into that conversation deeper and deeper, but
you just reminded me of what I was gonna say. We're talking about the listening and all that, and like not interrupting. If you're gonna interrupt people, why not just sit at home yourself and talk to yourself? You can't do that because you're not gonna sit in your own house and go, "Oh, how are you?" And then you go, "I'm fine." And you go, "Oh, so what have you been up to today?" Talking to you, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do that. So when you
It's the head movements.
hello. How are you?
Do you guys,
What have you
do
been
you
up
guys
to?
not do that?
you're not gonna do that, you know what I mean? So when you're out
hilarious.
with people, when we see what we're doing here today, it's like we're telling stories, we're learning from each other's stories. So when you go out, you're out with people, just I don't know, we should try more and listen and let them talk, and then you learn so much from other
Yeah.
people. And then when it's time, you got a gap there, you can say what you want. There's no
Yeah.
gap, it's also fine. Like I don't know why sometimes you feel the need to like get so much out when we're with people. Like
Yeah.
also it's good because like when we're with people, it's good to get things out because what we just done today, we're all gonna feel good after this. Like, but sometimes we can go too
much.
Some people just like da over it. Like just come and chat, man. Like
Yeah, and if it's that important,
Yeah.
you'll remember it.
yeah,
to
come
say
back
it later.
tomorrow.
And
You will.
guess what? Your turn will come.
Real shit.
Because if you're with people that actually care about you, they will tell their part, and then they will want to hear about
Yeah,
you.
real.
Yeah,
Do you know
true
what I
that.
mean? It's like when I have a conversation with someone, I don't just think about what I need to say about myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I think about what do I want to ask this person?
Yeah.
What do I want to gain from
What do I
this?
want to know from them?
Yeah, like
yeah.
what? How can we both gain something from this conversation
Yeah.
and leave feeling better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just how can I spew some information at someone
Exactly.
about
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Like maybe you don't want to hear something about me.
Maybe
you know?
yeah, maybe I don't want to talk at all. Like I just want
Yeah.
to be. You know, sometimes I just want to be in people's. I don't mind being in people's like aura, what do you call it, like
Yeah.
environment, and just be there
Yeah, that's true.
and not even have to talk.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk, you say something, and then I'll reply.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be like, you know, you get that awkwardness and
Constant.
someone feels like they need to say something. I'm like, you don't need to say a word. Like, I'm fine being around you. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in here if I didn't mind being around you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll just stay home.
No,
Yeah.
I feel
So
that.
life is simple, bruh. We make it so complicated at times.
I know.
No,
it's
I
so
love that.
true.
I feel like every time we hang out, like I learn so
Yeah.
much, and I've like gained so much, like just like
And I
clarity.
gain from you as well, like hearing what you have to say as well. And you too, like you're like a new addition to this like group, bruh.
Well, you're a new addition to this.
Yeah, well, I know. I feel like
Actually, we've been friends for years.
I feel like it, man. It feels like it.
That's so funny.
It's so funny because like from like this is the first time me and you have hung out since that Johnny
Yeah.
Walker, and that was like a week of work, like 5 days of work, and it actually feels like we've been friends for
Yeah.
years. So
I
this
know,
is
right?
lovely. No, I'm super happy.
Yeah, I feel like you guys would get on with Amy as well, like
Your
same
partner?
type of chats. Yeah, definitely. Like
I literally was thinking that. I was like, I can't wait to meet your
yeah,
girlfriend.
you guys
Yeah.
would get on definitely.
No, I'm super happy. New friends.
Triple date.
Yeah, so thank you to all of our listeners for being here. Thank you for everyone who has shared stories so far and been involved, all the support that we've been getting constantly just from immediate friends and family and outside support as well. Like, really appreciate it. You can find us on Instagram.
No One's Looking podcast.
There we go. Facebook,
No One's Looking podcast.
Patreon as well.
No One's Looking podcast.
So especially for this episode, we'll have loads of extra content, and just for as little as £2 a month, you can find us on Patreon and like listen to the extra kind of like content on our like extra amount of stuff that we have for this episode and all of our other episodes behind the scenes and everything. And that's literally the price of one coffee for us. This is our full-time job. That's actually cheaper than a coffee. That's like a shit pot of coffee from America. Like, yeah. No, there is good coffee in America. I'm sorry. But yeah, so thank you to everyone who is supporting us through Patreon. And also, if you can't support us, keep listening and share our shit. We appreciate all the help.
Thank you for listening so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Yep. Great job. Clap for yourself, guys. You guys did well.
Clap for yourself. Wait, hold up. Is it this one? Oh.
Hello. I'm joking. Yeah, there we go.
I like that.
We love you. And until next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Peace. Bye. That was blessed.
Nice job, guys.
I enjoyed that.
Woo.
That was sick. Too easy.
Yeah.